Love. I have this intense feeling that if I look towards my inside for love, that I'm going to lose the love of my partner, my family, etc., that I will stop loving them. How to deal with this? This is a question someone posted in the Ego to Enlightenment Masterclass now happening. And I'm going to address this question fully because it is one that is near and dear to my heart. Why? Because, you know, when I had lost everything, I had already lost everything. All relationships. I was distant from family and friends. I didn't have a job. I had heavy debt. I had lost everything. Even I had physical injury. I had serious problem with the spine where I was in constant pain. I looked within for love because it was all I had left. And so I had heard what you want is not out there, what you want is in here. I'd heard that. I had it mentally, like everybody else I know who I work with starts out with. I know that mentally, but I want it in my bones or in my cells is what they say. And I absolutely, totally, 100% get that and am in support of it. The most amazing thing happens when you discover the love within. You are loved more than ever before. When you discover the love within, you're no longer needy on the outside. You have more to give. In fact, it's overflowing. You can't hold it back. How could anybody not love that? So do not be afraid of looking for love within. Hi, Kara. Kara said, I looked for within for love in my bones and in my cells. Yes. Well, I looked for it within because I didn't have anything left on the outside. There was nothing left. There was nothing left means there was nothing left of the material world that we think makes us happy. I wasn't getting anything I wanted. I was denied everything I wanted, actually. And you could either use that to drive yourself crazy or to depression or to drugs or to suicide. But what had happened to me was my father died by suicide, and I promised him that it would not be for nothing. This is love. This is love I'm feeling now for my father and for love itself. Because instead of going to drugs or suicide or depression, I discovered infinite, vast love that we all have available anytime. And I wish that everybody makes this discovery so that we quit putting weights upon other people, needs upon other people. That's not that you can't be with people and share love. You do. Now it's just overflowing. There's only one thing better than love, and it's sharing it. But I can't even say that because when you discover that love is unlimited, you can surrender your very self. And you realize there are no others, and it is all the same, and it is just more of the same. It is just more and more and more and more and more. There is no limit on love. There's so much love, it could be so-called overwhelming, and I experienced that. I felt that then, and I feel it now. So don't be afraid of love. Dive in, indulge. On the inside. It's not outside of you. And if you think it is, that's a poor substitute for love. It's not actual love. Okay? It's a story about love. And every story is a limitation. It's limited to the story. But actual love, love itself, is completely and absolutely unlimited. And you won't stop loving them, as this person said. You know, I fear that I will stop loving them. None of this has happened. So where does this exist? It's a story in the mind. It's a movie in the mind. And it makes you feel bad because you said you have this intense feeling. Yeah, you have an intense feeling because you have an intense movie, not because you have any real reality, nothing real, not because you have love. With love, you cannot hurt. You cannot hurt. Love does not hurt. This is one of the worst ideas that have infected our society. Our relationships. Attachment hurts. Need hurts. Want hurts. This is inarguable. You can check it, and challenge you to check it. You can check it as many times as you want, and you will find that every single time, what hurts is need, okay? Is fear, is a story. It's all in the mind. That hurts. It's telling you, back off, don't touch it. It's not real. The real does not hurt. Love cannot hurt. And the thing is that when you surrender to love, the actual real experience of love, you can lose your separate self, your separate ego. Ego is your idea of you as a separate being. And so you can realize that everything is yourself, that your family, your partner, they're not other than you, that they are your very self. You cannot stop loving them. You stop loving when you have a story about them. You stop loving because you don't love the story. Nobody loves these stories. But love itself, you love that. Sorry, got me going. Talk about love, you'll get me going. Hey, Kara, your question is, what do you do when there is this love, but others don't want to be part of it or are afraid of it? Do you back off? Yeah, if you think this love has something to do with them, and clearly you do, because you want them to be a certain way, then this is not this love, okay? This love is completely free. You are so fulfilled, so full, that it's okay. People can come, people can go. They're free, of course. And you don't suffer their freedom any more than you would want them to suffer your freedom to come and go. And so if this is true love, people are actually drawn to it. I mean, everybody's drawn to love, actual love. But if you need something from them, and that's what I'm hearing from you, because this idea of I have to back off, if you need something, that's not love. Okay? You haven't yet discovered love. Love itself, real love. Completely free. People can come and go. And the thing is that nobody can actually leave you. I remember hearing Byron Katie say this. It blew my mind at the time. It makes total sense now. I remember her saying something to the effect of, nobody can leave you. They don't have that power. And it just hit me, the truth of that hit me. Because in order to leave you, they have to be other than you. And all there is yourself. And this is the next level that you can discover when you fall in love with love and surrender yourself and surrender all your needs and all your wants from people, family, whoever. And just love, love. It is so completely freeing. Completely and utterly delicious. Freeing for yourself, freeing for your family. And don't do this for them, because there's still then a hook and attachment. Don't think, yes, I'm going to love for them, so that really what you're really hoping for is they're going to grab it, that they're going to hop on, that they're going to reconnect or whatever with you or love you because of this. That's still attachment. You've still got an attachment. You've still got a need. You don't actually have love. Love detaches you from everything. And it doesn't make you less attractive or make people want to move away from you. They will be drawn toward it because it is so free. It is so real. It is so genuine. So this intense feeling that Sheridan shared in the group, I have this intense feeling that if I look towards or inside of love, see what happens is you get this idea, oh, love is inside. I'm being told to look inside. And then you go into where? The mind. That's not the inside we're talking about. You go to the mind and go, gee, what would happen if I looked inside for my love? That means I would stop loving on the outside, and those people out there are going to stop loving me. Isn't it so? Isn't that the story that comes up? Sheridan, you're not here right now. You're going to watch this in replay. But something like that goes on. Or something like that goes on. If I am self-fulfilling, I'm going to stop loving them, like as if there is a them that has nothing to do with me, and this love. You'll find out. If you surrender to this, if you indulge in this fully, you'll find out that there isn't. And so this is not a problem you have to deal with. This is non-existent. It isn't going to happen. It's a story that feels bad because it's false. Hey, Sheridan, you're here. That's cool. I answered your question from the beginning. I think it was better in the beginning, so you're going to want to watch the replay. Kara says, by back off, I mean to let them be in their freedom. How could it be otherwise? That's what love is. And then she says, I have a friend who was never told I love you from her parents ever, and has so much trouble feeling love or expressing it because they are terrified of being abandoned. What would you say to her? Let me read that again. I have a friend who was never told I love you from her parents and has so much trouble feeling love or expressing it because they are terrified of being abandoned. Is this the friend is? Yes, okay, not the parents. What would I say to her? So is the feeling of love and the feeling of abandonment the same? Are they one and the same? You cannot be terrified of love. Love, the feeling, is wonderful. It is miraculous. You saw what it did to me a few minutes ago. It started causing tears. If you just joined me right now, be sure to watch this from the beginning. Hey, Elaine, thanks for joining. So, you cannot be terrified of love. There's nobody on earth who's terrified of love. What they're terrified is the movie, the story that says, oh, if I love, I'm going to be abandoned. You know, I describe something I used to call, that I used to experience a long time ago, puppy dog syndrome. And it came because in my family, we got a lot of puppies and then we got rid of them. For one reason or another, we got rid of them. So just when I fell in love with a puppy, which is very quick, but got used to it as like a family member, it would be gone. I'd come home one day and it would be gone. And as an adult, I realized in relationships, what was functioning much later, I realized that if I got something good, I'd be afraid of losing it and even expecting it to be lost. And so once I realized that, where did that feeling come from? And it was directly related to these puppies that would disappear. And so that was dealt with in a hurry. So love itself, not a problem. Okay, story of what's going to happen, that's where our problems are. And that's why we do the work here, and that's why we recognize the movie in the mind, and that's why we do the inquiry into ego. Yes, what they're terrified of is the story. They're terrified of being abandoned. And in fact, it hasn't happened, but they're experiencing the terror. Here you are, terrifying yourself. Nothing's happened. Nothing's actually happened. If we can get real, and that's what all the members in our community practice, reality, because they're reality lovers. If you can get real, you can use the real, this moment, to free yourself from all story, all suffering of all stories. Hey, Leilani. Thanks for joining. So this person had this question about having an intense feeling that if I look, so you see what happens? We have an intense feeling that comes with a story and we believe the story. Because it's so intense, we believe, we don't see. It's a story. Where there's bad feeling right here, right now. Where's it coming from? It wasn't there a minute ago. What story is running? Okay, what thoughts, what images, what movies? When you access the mind and you access stories, images, movies, you're stirring the body mind. It's going to feel them. Okay, it's been proven that the body mind doesn't know the difference between what I call the movie in the mind and the reality. If you have a movie in the mind of a lion, you're going to feel anxious as if a lion was chasing you. If there's actually a lion chasing you, you're going to feel the same fear. It's the same response. So once you start to realize that this is what's going on, you can stop terrifying yourself. Stop believing the stories. The stories will not stop immediately. okay? It won't stop coming, in other words, because you're unconscious, you don't know who and what you actually really truly are, and you are fueling these stories with your powers. And I've spoken about 3 of the 5 powers you were born with already, so now I can freely speak about them. Power of awareness, power of attention, power of interest. I have also released the 4th power, but that's just recently released, and I want you to go watch episode 3 if you haven't, so that you can learn about it. But I will talk about your power of interest and attention. When a movie comes up, and the feeling comes up, and you think it's important because the feeling is there, then your attention goes into the movie even more, and you think more, and you feel more, and therefore you will think more. And this is how anxiety is established. Okay, you can work yourself up into such a froth, but nothing has happened. There is nothing to be terrified of. This is just the nature of the way the body-mind works. Okay? All right. Sharon, I'm so glad you came and brought your other question up subsequent to this. You missed the first part. I think you missed it anyway. You really got to watch it. All right. So she says, I'm finding is difficult to comprehend that if I don't need someone. Yes. And this is another virus that we've been infected with since childhood, where we think we've been taught and told through many ways, family, friends, TV, videos, books, the romances, that a person is the source and cause of your love, and that you need someone's love. My God, I could Google, and I could ask for how many songs, and not just love songs, but maybe hate songs, are filled with the word need, or the words, I need you. Some of the most sad and depressing songs that have led people to suicide, have included these words. I need you, who am I without you? I'm nothing without you, blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, you know what? I really got to write the 4th book I started to write, which is called Little White Dress. And it's all about how we are indoctrinated from birth to depend upon someone else for our happiness, our love, our joy. And the truth is, you have never received love from another. You have never received love from another. Okay? You believe you have. I know this because I was dumped and I suffered severely for it. And it was really bad. The thoughts of suicide arose. That's how bad the suffering was. But I had learned to shift my state, which is using a technique called alchemy. I call it alchemy, which means transformation, okay? I had learned to shift my state, and I'm going to teach this in the course after this program, how to do this. And I did it because I was desperate, because I was suffering, and I had nothing else to do and nowhere to go, and I was all alone. I described that in the beginning of this broadcast today. And so I learned how to shift my state, and I discovered in this state shift that which I built, which I can show you how to do, you can grow and grow and grow until you are experiencing states of love and bliss and joy beyond anything you have ever experienced your entire life with anybody. And you are capable of that. And so that happened to me. And at first, it didn't go beyond anything I'd ever experienced, but I realized this is as good as, this is equal to, this is the same as. So I was experiencing this intensive love, and nobody was here. It was just me. And I realized that in that moment, that it was I who was always doing it, whether someone was here or not. Okay? It was me. It was always me. It is you, and it is always you. The love doesn't come from another. Have you ever seen that happen? There were love waves coming on over and hit you. You've never seen that from within. And if you pay attention, you can see how it happens for any feeling, not just love. And so you don't need them to have this experience. You can prove that very quickly on your own. And I encourage you to do it. And then Sheridan says, but I will still want to love them. What you can realize is that you love love. You can fall in love with love just like I did. You love love. You don't love a thing, a person, or an event. You love love. And if you didn't think that love came from them, you wouldn't be so attached. But you don't need to be attached to be with somebody. You can choose freely, not feel like your love is wrapped up in them or they're in yours. And this is where it goes dysfunctional. This is where we get into each other's business. This is where it gets very unhealthy. You can realize that you can still be with them and you can share love with them, but not be dependent upon them because you never were. Your love is your love. It's you. And in the ultimate spiritual search, which most people in this community are after, the thing called oneness that you hear so much about, people don't take it radical enough. This, what it's pointing to is that there is only the single self. There are no others. So you think there are others that you need or others that you want to love, but these others are not other than your own self. And so the whole question of wanting to love them or not wanting to love them disappears because there is no them, it's you. It's all you. This is the next level. First, you must realize all of the errors that have been made that have created separation, the illusion of separation. Not just separation, but the illusion of self and other. Self, not self. And this romantic love is a major contributor to that. Because we think we need someone to have love, but I still want to love them and I don't want to lose that love. You're not going to lose anything. Your love is going to be unleashed beyond belief. Okay? With people, without people, it won't matter. But that doesn't mean people are going to go away. They're not going to love you. They're going to love you even more because you're going to be free with them. You're not going to be restrictive upon them. You're not going to be requiring anything from them. Okay? There's nothing to lose here but the pain. Nothing to lose here but the pain. Hey, Cheryl. Thanks for joining. You will want to watch this from the beginning. It's turning out to be really good. So I just love this question. A lot of people have it. I had it. Actually, I didn't have it because I hadn't heard it. I didn't know that this was real and true about love. I stumbled upon it. And did my life change? Did my relationships change? Yes, for the better. Okay, it doesn't get worse, it only gets better, and there's only more of the same when you fall in love with love. Yes, nothing to lose here but the pain, Kara. Thanks for grabbing that. Cool. So I used to do these Q&As in a whole bunch at once, but then the questions and the answers got lost and they were hard to find. So I'm actually going to shut this one down and I'm going to come back and do another one on a different topic so that it'll be easier to find the questions and the answers on a per topic basis. So if you're still around and you can visit some more, I'm gonna go and answer some more questions, but I'm gonna stop this broadcast and start again because I have a few more here. And if you have any more, feel free to post them in the group or ask them live. I love live questions. I always honor you if you show up. You came, you're here. I appreciate that. And I look forward to chatting with you. So until the next episode that you can join me, you know what to do. Keep it real and enjoy yourself just because you can, because it's all you ever have enjoyed. Also, you don't know it yet, but that's the truth. Thank you for being here. See you next time.